It's going down like this, motherfucker.
Like I said, you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and
He destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. He destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
Your feet. He looked down, seen the feet. The nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
Can you?
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me what it
I mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line. I mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line. I mean to be rude. I don't mean to be out of line.
What's all that noise? Oh, that's just Daddy.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass. The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
I think we OD. I think we OD. I think we OD.
Your shit.
Get your hands off of me, shit!
Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the deuce.
Schatzi, is it true what they say about the way you people are gifted? Oh, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
I'll bring it in right there. I'm not gonna play the cymbals and shit, or maybe a little while. Let me get in the motherfucking mood a little better. Let me clear. Well, I gotta pick up this big ass shit. It's behind me. I'll pick it up in a minute. I don't need to pick it up right now. But let me get some good energies in here. Which, they're in here, but energies move, Energies are always moving, and so we should stir them up. That's the best way to say it. We should always stir the energy up. And that's, a little low alchemy, really. You turn it into yours, This is you, creating, and what you create comes from you. So you put all of it into it. Ah. Palo Salto, get a little bit of that around here. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, shit. That's smelling good. Oh, this shit must have really been needed in here. It's going off on me. Okay. And yeah. Let's touch this shit. Let me see. Oh yeah, it'd be yeah. So we go to the north. No, we start in the east. To the east. Then the north. Then the west. Then the south. Above, below, and the center. All right. Well, I'm drinking water tonight because I drank beer. We watched most of the game at Chili's. Um, I guess I should introduce myself. Well, I got something for that. I'll let it introduce for me. Maybe I'll back up. Well, I'm talking. So, if you've never watched this before, I go by the name of Big Pontiac. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins. And I am also that one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that goes from Minnesota to the universe. I'm on top of all that pink granite, baby. And I'm not drinking. I'm just drinking water, because I drank beer earlier, so I'm cool. But fuck, I'm taking the herb gummies, and shit, we definitely gonna. So pop them if you got them. Drink, and we're gonna smoke. And while I wait for that to percolate, I will all admit defeat. I know one of y'all came in and thought that we was gonna get swept, and we only won one game, and so yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, kind of surprising in a way, the way they put it together, but I'm not disappointed. Not really. Like you could see when they threw the game in, they put Buxton in there. Buxton ain't hit since August. They only put him in there so they could say at least he played because he'll get a slight share of the playoff money. Baseball's a little different the way the playoff money hits, but that's why they put him in so he would get some of that playoff money. But it was like they knew they couldn't win. But yeah, Houston looked good. Yeah, the way they put this together, and you have to feel good for Dusty Baker. I mean, no matter how you feel about the Houston team, you kind of got a good feel because too often and not, Dusty done took the second place team. So, but let me show you some shit. This is like when you shop and you want something that's kind of unique from where you shop at. You really just gotta shop. I mean, you just gotta look and stuff. Okay, so smoke them definitely if you smoke them if you want them. Okay, So some clothes, when you go into certain stores, there'll be a lot of certain kind of styles and stuff. And then some clothes, especially like Marshalls and TJ Maxx, and even Macy's, the way Macy's gives away their sales. Sometimes if you look, they give away good quality stuff, and you just right place at the right time. So I went in there a couple days ago and saw this coat, and I was like, man, this is I thought about it. I was like, okay, because when I saw them, I did. But like some other coats, they have, 3, 4, 5 of them of each size. And some coats, they only have one of each size. And that's what this one was. And even though they lost, which I don't really care, but this is straight up, this is a Nike Twins baseball. It's got the Nikes, it's got the Twins down the side. And if the series would have went a little further, they would have wore. Dusty had the version on of the Astros. If y'all saw his interview after the game, he had his version of this jacket on at the end of the game. And as you see, what is this shit got on here? Where's all the tags? And you see the suggested price is a couple $100. But at Marshall's, this motherfucker was $80. So ain't no front here. So it's a nice little winter jacket. I like twin gear, and this is a nice little winter jacket. So that was my shopping experience. And I'm still gonna wear twin stuff. I'm not gonna wear as much Viking stuff this year because the Vikings do suck. So but let's see who are the party people with a pimp tonight. Ooh. All right, brother PJ Allen, what's happening? And I know
my bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
I know you always control your bitches, and I know you
got to have vision.
El Dragon Amaroon Khan, welcome. And I know you definitely got to have
vision.
Dr. Sinister. And I know you definitely got to have
vision.
Beatbox.
Got to have vision.
Jamar 3224.
Got to have vision.
Let's see. Okay, let me read what you guys saying. The ninja with the little baby feet, Mudbone, yeah. He says he's the polar bear. He said you can find him. He's the polar bear with little tiny feet. Yeah, that's Richard Pryor. Let's see. Houston 3, Minnesota 2. Yeah, they got their ass kicked today. Yeah, they got their ass kicked. And they scored first. Smoke out, definitely. That's a tough job. The Phillies. I got a Phillies and a national joint. Yeah. You can get them in any. It's just the Nike, the winter coats. That's all. It's the Nike winter coats. So yeah, you can get them. But Dusty Baker was wearing his after the game. I was like, okay. So if it had went further, you'd have saw the Twins wear it. But I ain't mad. Shit, they made the playoffs. Lorenzo, what's happening? And I know you definitely got
to have vision.
What's up? Sorry for y'all loss. Seems like my Braves are going to join y'all. Yeah, the Braves. Yeah, the game. That's right. Yeah, the game was over. I thought when I came up. Was it when the game over or was it still going on? I don't know. I started watching Sly. I was watching the game. I was watching all three. I had the game on. I was watching Sly, and then I switched it. I put Sly on the TV and put the game on the phone. So maybe, yeah. And the Dodgers. The Dodgers is done. Did they come back? Did the Dodgers come back? Because I came up. I started watching Sly, and I think I kind of forgot about the baseball game. Let's see. Not this one. It's replay shit. Yeah, I just search it up. Baseball scores. Today, here we go. Yeah, the Braves got pounded. Hey, Bryce, they made you see how the script they did? They made Bryce Harper look stupid by leading off, and dude talked a little shit because he was stupid for leading off. And they gave him 2 home runs. So do you see how the script does? The script will make you look stupid, and then the next day the script will make you look like King Kong, make you look like the greatest. Yeah, so they got 10-2, but Bryce Harper. I'll tell you, Brayu, is that his name? Big hitter for Astros. They're looking good. And he got healthy. He was player of the month in August. So yeah, and it ended at 42. Now in that, we got the Dodgers, Jackie Robinson, and the score ended 42. Yeah, and so they're done. So the Dodgers out of there too. So the Dodgers are out of there. And let's see. I want to get in my. I'm gonna get in my picks too. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay. Get my picks in. All right, here. Yeah, here we go. Get that in. So it's probably a do it. Yeah, this I think, yeah, this will do it. So let me see. I'm sorry. Who anybody else came in here? Neil Finn, what's happening? Thank you for joining.
Got to have vision.
The Vikings-Bears game should be interesting this weekend. Not really, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Kurt is so sorry. Like, Kurt is beyond, like, the stiff quarterback that can't go nowhere. It's, like, less and less times. He just can't make those quick throws and those quick decisions. Like, those tight windows, he just can't stand there anymore. He used to fire it off, but not anymore. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to look at it to see what we got. So the ACL is going to battle between the Texas and the Astros Rangers. It's going to Diamondbacks and Phillies. Yep. Texas, 2 Texas teams, and yeah, the Diamondbacks and possibly, Philly. Diamondbacks look good though. They definitely look good tonight. Tell you that. If they win the series, Philadelphia team playing a big game in Arizona this year. That's a good point. That might be who they're pointing to put in the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl this year is going to be in Vegas in 2024. Yeah, and that's not really that far. Well, it's February. It's going to be in February, but it's really not that far from now. So let's see. The week does not start on Sunday. The week starts tomorrow. So featured game. Who plays tomorrow? Regular season. Who plays tomorrow? Locks of the week. Oh, okay. They're breaking it down like this. Sunday. Who's playing tomorrow? Sunday. Rest of the bunch. Okay. Broncos, Ravens. Who plays tomorrow? All the scores. Okay. Monday right here. So Monday is the Cowboys and Chargers. So who plays tomorrow? Why aren't they giving? Because it's a game. It's a game Sunday morning too. Okay, Thursday is the Broncos and Chiefs, and they've got they're giving well, I'll show this. I can show this. I guess we can go into this football segment right now. So Okay, they're calling these as locks. Let's see. They're calling these locks. Sorry, guys. So we'll start again. They're calling these locks. Oh, okay. Hope I didn't leave my pen downstairs. I did leave one of them. I got another one. All right. They call it the lock between Panthers and the Dolphins. What are they giving? What are they giving up on this? Wonder if the points are worth being interested in. 34-17. They're giving up 13. Ooh, I kind of like that. So you could take the Dolphins in 13. I don't know. I think I'm gonna think about that one. Let's see. So that's I'm gonna do my records too. That's 1, 2. Where did I put week 3 at? Because this is, I have to go back see where I put week 3. But we have so I'm taking the Dolphins. Dolphins here. Seahawks at Bengals. I don't like the Seahawks, but I do like what's his name? Yeah, I might take this too. I might take Seahawks. I'll follow that. Okay, 49ers and the Browns. Ooh, I wonder what this spread is. 5. Wow. But not they're giving the score 11. So they're giving the score 11, but they're saying they're only about 5. So I'll definitely taking the 49ers at home. I don't know. This might be worth taking a risk on. I'm a upset. I'm gonna go Browns. And take the 5. All right, Browns and take the 5. Jets at Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. And I'll definitely give up 5 for that. What is it? What was I got to give up? 6.5. Yeah, I'll give that up too. All right, Chiefs and Broncos. This is historically a good game, but I don't see the Chiefs falling out, so I got Chiefs. Chiefs by 10. Ooh. That might be a game to take. Chiefs, and they're giving up 10. Wow. Ravens, Titans. I don't like either one of these teams, and it's only a 3-point spread. You know, this might be a nice sucker bet. I'll take the Ravens in 3. And I'll give up 3. Okay. That might be a good parlay right there. Commanders and Falcons. I'm gonna say Commanders at home. Their defense still isn't very bad. Their defense is not bad. I'll say Commanders at home. Bears and Vikings. No, I'd say Vikings at home. What is it? 2.5, and they're giving up 3 on the score. Oh, yeah, you know me. I'm gonna take Vikings. What is this in there? And the Bears are giving up 2. Yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that one too. Bears giving up 2. Nah. They're not gonna beat them like that. Jaguars and Colts. Yeah, 4. I'm not touching that one, but I'm taking Jaguars. And then we have Saints and Texas. They have Saints. Yeah. I'm going to take Texans at home. And we've got Cardinals and Rams. What are we giving? Rams are giving up? Yeah, I'll go with Rams at home. No, Rams are on the way. I'll go Rams. And who we got? Lions and Buccaneers. Lions in 3. Yeah, I like that. Lions. Okay, I got that. Lions. Bills and Giants. 14. Ooh. I'm going to take the Bills. I don't think they're going to beat them by 14, but we'll see. I'm going to look into that 14. I might take the Giants and take the 14. And Monday night we got Cowboys, Chargers. Ooh. I don't know. Yeah. Cowboys by giving up 2.5. Yeah. I'll take Cowboys. But 2.5 at home. I don't know about that one. See, they're giving him 3 in the score, but they gave him 2 here. So I don't know. I'm that one. I'm thinking Chargers. Chargers don't have a good defense, so I don't know. I'm still sticking. I'm gonna go Cowboys still. Still Cowboys. So that's my pick. So got my picks in. Denver Chiefs. Text me that. What you want? This? You want me to text you the schedule or what I'm following? Let me see. Let me see. Text me. Oh, you want this? Where did I get this from? I have to see what this is. CBS Sports. Sports. Yeah. So is that what you want, the NFL schedule? Or my picks? What part? Is that it? You want the picks or you want the schedule? I can do either. I can do the picks or the schedule. Let me know which one. Oh gosh, like, see, this is the beautiful thing, and how do I want to say that? I'm gonna say it the way it is. It's a beautiful thing on having the God consciousness, I guess, is the only way I can describe it. When I say I'm the holder of the infinite sacred ball game, I live that. It's nothing to believe. I live it. And so just like I was in Northfield where the Jesse James shit is. I'm gonna go down there and film some of that Jesse James shit. Maybe just show, and how they won. But I was down there where Jesse James got shot off because my daughter played tennis down there. So my daughter, some nights she does baton, and so some nights, so it just, she's so far away where it made more sense for me to take her where we had time for her to eat and time for her to rest and then go work out. So she had played tennis, and granted, the junior high tennis is not, her level is not very. It didn't take long, but anyway, she still had to do it. So it just made more sense, and me wanting to go, but it made more sense for me to take her home instead of her riding a bus, than me having to go way back west to get her, which is going to take about a half hour, and then to shoot, which isn't very far from where I live, but it's further from where I would have to pick her up. So anyway, just being there with the young people, and even gods can have favorites. You can have favorites. There's nothing wrong with having favorites. Even the gods have favorites. But me being there and encouraging both sides and sending the energy to both, because that's just how it works. It's like somehow concentrate, you can do it. But I think something, I mentioned that, but I think something today that was happened today, and to see what my great nephew, I don't think he anticipated what we did, because like, I haven't been able to see my great nephew play soccer because the same days and times that he has matches, my daughter has matches, he has games. So I haven't been able to, but tonight what they did, because he's on the B team, and what they did with the girls junior high team, they all got to play under the lights tonight, even though they didn't turn the lights on for his game, but it was still daytime. So we got to watch his game, and the look on his face when he saw the big group together, that's, see, when I say I'm the holder of the infinite sacred ball game, and that was all true. And I'm saying the energy was so true because it made him joyful that all of us at least got to see. This was his last game. Basketball starts whenever it starts. But, the look he got, and even his cousin, who he saw, we went to at least 20 of his games this past year, if not more, that same cousin came to see him play soccer. And just the look on his face when he noticed us all together there to support him. And see, that's what's not corrupt. And that's what's real about the ball game. Do you understand? That's what's still real. So there's part of it that is still real and still what is definitely, part of our culture, which has been turned into something else. And so I bring that up to understand that this is what can still be real in your life about sports. It doesn't always be, have to be commercialized or somebody making money off it. There's still some genuine parts of it. So, NBA's confirmed about putting teams in Seattle and Vegas, which is no surprise. Well, if you hear the players, players loved going out to Seattle. Yeah, if you talk to players really like going to Seattle. I know they have the rainy season, but I've never been up there. I really don't want to go up there, but it just seems like a place people really like to go to. I think the gripes that the franchise was facing is they didn't want to pay the dough for the team to build a stadium. And at the time, they had owners that didn't really have the bread to build the stadium. So now they have a little more support. So, yes, I wouldn't be surprised as LeBron is in that buying group for the team in Oakland, or excuse me, in Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron is one of the partners there. It's like Magic, people forget the Magic's still a partner, I think, with the Dodgers. I don't think he gave up any of that. As far as I know, Magic is still a minority, a partner with the Dodgers. Dodgers still made the playoffs but got knocked out. But still, I think he's a minority partner. So, he just bought up with this again. So we'll see. We'll see the way. So it's just, to find some joy in something that's real. That's all. And that's what I looked at today. And that's what I felt, being there and cheering them all on. Little boy soccer is really kind of funny and humorous. Just the same as watching my daughter. But as I said, last weekend, me and my daughter, and maybe I told this, but my daughter, no, man, I couldn't have. This was just yesterday. Yeah, Tuesday. So anyway, my daughter and I hit for about an hour and a half on Saturday. We hit for about an hour on Sunday. And she was really getting all it was her serve. She's getting her serves in the middle of getting her serves, and she whacked one of the girls upside the head with the ball. I mean, she literally served it. It hit her like teammate, and they're just cracking up laughing. And so I know she lost that point there because it took away her concentration. But after that, she got all her serves in, and they won their set 6-1. So I can see the improvement in the hitting that she liked. She liked the hitting. So. Shaq wants a Vegas team, but no partners. Yeah, Shaq doesn't have enough bread. He doesn't have enough bread yet. Trading capital, Seattle's the sports city. To me, with Boston being the biggest sports city on the East Coast, Seattle's that on the West Coast. I think you could say San Francisco and LA too, because they're on the coast too. Rangers and the D-backs in the World Series. I don't know. I would say maybe D-backs, but I don't know about the Rangers. I think, they're always pushing Houston, but again, they do like when Dusty loses, so it's a kind of hard call, but could be, but we definitely know a team out of Texas, so. But CWE, I don't think I gave you an introduction. What's happening? I know you got to have.
Got to have vision.
But I don't mind that. I don't mind that as a call. I definitely Diamondbacks. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of problems with that. Let's see. Let's put that somewhere. Diamondbacks, Rangers. We'll see. What's the other one? Houston. I don't know. Let's see how these other games play off. And then when the teams are all arranged, then we'll go through. But yeah, that's a good call. That I could see that too. I could see that being. Schwartzer started with the D-backs. He's gonna beat them. Schwartzer wore 39 for D-backs. He's 39 years old. And Arizona equals 39. That's not much to argue with. I think you might have a point there. Very good. Thank you for adding that. I appreciate it. That's pretty confirming. I think you're onto something there. I think the Rangers would win. OTF says I think the Rangers win. I can't say that that's the LA and San Francisco because LA's entertainment capital and San Francisco is too liberal. Well, okay, if you're looking at it from it like that I can look at. Gotta evaluate the building. Indeed. D-backs going this far could have something to do with Suns next season since both from Arizona. Suns ain't gonna win with Chris Paul. Suns ain't gonna win with Chris Paul. Chris Paul ain't Gary Payton. How they finally, gave Gary Payton one. Chris Paul, see, Gary Payton didn't lose as many as Chris Paul. They're not going to let Harding win. They're not going to let Chris Paul win. I don't think they're going to let Ben Simmons win either. I think they're going to keep him in that losers bracket too. But we'll see. We'll see what his role is. All of a sudden, he can play in preseason, but we'll see. I mean, his character is one of the stupidest characters of all time. I mean, you can just give a mug some millions to sit for 2 years and all is forgiven. Wow, all is forgiven. So, Chris Paul is on the Oh, that's right. Chris Paul is on the Warriors. Yeah, you're right. Good point. Thank you for reminding me. Yep, he's on the Warriors. Yep. I'm talking shit. Yep, Golden State. That's right. But Golden State, you can count them out. Yeah, you can count Golden State out. Wherever Chris Paul is, you can count them out. They're not going to let him win. So, yeah, misspoken. So, but yeah, he's going to, yeah. Lillard to that list too. Yeah, Milwaukee's definitely not going to win with Lillard. When they did that move, he was like, yeah, they're out of it. And that's good. But see, I think, to me, okay, check this out. That's the penalty that Giannis has to take. They gave him the one title, but they're not going to give him another one because his brother's on the team. I think that's the agreement. Because his brother's on the team, you all going to lose. Yeah, but I gave you and your brother one. Remember, the other brother was on the G League team or something. He was in the bubble, and they gave him a ring. He really wasn't on the team, but they gave him a ring anyway. This one was on the team, and he got a ring, and I think that's the agreement. It's like, okay, he can stay. They gave the brother the extension. Remember, they extended the brother too. So probably the agreement there is they can't win. So with the Lillard trade, that to me is like that to me is like, okay, yeah, they're not gonna win. But that's probably the agreement. The brother, the agreement for the brother to be on the team, but they can't win. Yep, that they can't win. Gets revenge on Astros. Corey Seager gets revenge on the Astros. Think NBA gave Bucks Lillard just for Guinness to stay in Milwaukee. Yeah. I don't know though. I don't know. Really that solves his problem. That's a short-term problem solver. Again, he's a defensive liability, so it's a short-term problem solver. I mean, it has somebody that can push the ball up. And, instead of Giannis having to dribble between everybody, somebody can push the ball up. If you put pressure on him, then he can dish to Giannis. And, if they have to have a set, they can run sets off Middleton and with Giannis. So, again, with basket manipulation, they're going to give, Lillard they're going to make a lot of shots for Lillard. We already see that. So that's going to open the game up for them too. But as far as the winning, yeah, and I'm the one putting it on wax that they're not going to win any championships. They extended the brother. That was the deal. Your brother can stay on the team in the league, but y'all can't win no more. And actors take them kind of jobs. Actors say, okay. Suns help Bucks get Dame. Adam Silverman must have told them too. Why would Suns help Bill Bucks give a superstar they just faced in the finals years ago? Yeah, that's a good point. Thoughts on the Trailblazers without Lillard? I don't know. I mean, it's a young squad. I don't know. Like, Ayton is not, like, you can say, everybody can say what they want, but let me tell you the difference between 2-3 players and Ayton. Ayton, like Jabbar at that age, Jabbar was going to give you 30 at that age. You put whatever around me, I'm blocking 4 or 5, and I'm going to get 30, and I'm going to get 10 or 11 rebounds. That was the kind of player that's the kind of player that really would dominate. Ayton ain't that guy. I mean, look at how the sets you got to run for him to get that many points. He's not going to get a hell of a lot of hustle points, like offensive rebound, crash hard. He's not going to get a lot of them. That's just not that guy. I mean, he just doesn't, he doesn't demand it. Like even guarding him, he doesn't demand that you guard him like you would have had to guard Wilt or some other players. And Wilt could have dominated any area of play just because he was that great athlete and some of these other cats. It reminds me of Sam. He's not injury prone like some of the cats. I'll say that about Aiden, but you're trading what is Aiden, 17, 18 a game? Yeah, you're gonna pick up more rebounds. Better shot blocker, but again, the game is not set for big dudes anymore. So that's what the problem you run into. So it's gonna be interesting though, because they do have a nice young core of guards. So and what's his name is up there too, isn't he? So the other big guy up there can switch to forward, right? Sabalas, right? Didn't Sabalas or did Sabalas go back to the Kings? I don't quite remember. But they have the young guards, so they might, if Aiden can, produce, but I just can't see running sets off of him and thinking he's gonna give me 20, 30 plus every night. He's just not that guy. And people forget, Shaq was getting 20. He was hustling, tip dunks, block, running the floor. So Sly in his live stream was something very motivational to me, but creative. That statement reminds me of what my dad used to say to me and my brother. Don't make a day to do nothing but a day. Yeah, and indeed. And that also goes with it in enjoying the day and enjoying every moment. It goes to both, enjoy the day and enjoy the moment. And while you're enjoying the moment, use your magic. That's what magic is. That's what creativity comes from. It comes from imagination. And so live your imagination. I guess is the best way I could say it is live your imagination, And yeah, I mean, because so many small ways. It's like this. Where's this drum? Is it right here? I can reach it. I mean, I can't really play this drum, but some days I got a mallet too, but some days I just wanna, get those out when I play my drums and my bowls and everything. And if people, that's why, some of my videos, I say, go back to the videos and play those sounds, because some of my early videos, I go through all the bowls, and those bowls, again, write, study, purposeful study. But let me bring up my next point, and I want you to look at your world, and again, so give me a second. I'm gonna just have to stand up, and if I throw my back out, I think PJ knows my number. I throw my phone on the floor, so call 911, but I think I can get it. Let's see. Oh, let me show this. Boom. Oh, I dropped it on my foot. Oh, my foot. Oh. I dug this motherfucker out the ground. One of the houses I used to own. We broke up. I took this motherfucker. It's heavy. PJ. Oh, I was just joking. I was just joking, PJ. Yeah, he called me. He called me. He's like, "Hey, you didn't get hurt, Don. I didn't get hurt. Thank you, though." But my other point, and I want to, I want to make this point, and I've made this point before. Now, here's another smaller piece. This shit is out my yard. Okay, this shit's out my yard. And there's another piece. Again, this lays around the yard. Now, up here, people's crib, they have giant ones. Giant ones. I mean, it's, you know, like one house I was trying to get, they had a bunch of them in the neighborhood, and it was, you know, but the house just really wasn't for us. And my point is like, you know, I read last, you know, the card of like what this is one of the strongest, what they call what, paramagnetic force. And so there's a strong energy to it, and it's everywhere here. It's they mine around here. There's a mining place near the high school. Like they build houses over one part of where they mined and ain't shit there. So they build houses, and now some of the houses is having fucked up foundation because they living in all that fill. And these houses, these are all $500,000 houses, and they're next to this damn gravel pit. But technically, so is the high school. Like technically, the high school is behind the gravel pit is behind the high school, in a way. So, but this stuff is down here, and I mean the energy down here is just, this is like such a spiritually strong place. I say this all the time. This shit's everywhere. Like that big rock I took out our yard. Another one I just didn't go pick it up was just as big, maybe bigger, but I just didn't go pick it up. But I've got, like, I put them in my plants so my cats don't fuck with my plants. And so, but I've just got all this granite in. I mean, it's just, you know, well, they tore up my street where I lived a few years ago. So all this was exposed, and I just taking this stuff because it's, you know, it's free. But I'll say this. If I go into the city of Minneapolis, especially North Minneapolis, but really the whole city, you don't see the pink granite. You don't see it in their fill rock. Like it's funny how the colors, like this, I even noticed like the South Side is where the Floyd shit happened, but even in the South Side, the colors, and there's some more money on the South Side than there is on the North Side, because part of the South Side is very affluent. Like you live around the lakes still gets, part of the South Side got $1 million homes. Ain't nothing like that on the North Side. Not really. You can find, I don't even know. You might find office buildings that's worth that much, but cribs over there, I doubt they're that much anymore. Well, prices and inflation everywhere, but you don't see this kind of energy over there, and it's just not, and it's not in the dirt. You know, I've dug over on the North Side when I lived over there, and it's just not even in the dirt. Which is interesting, you know, and it's very interesting. And I just heard my words and stuff. If I didn't say this, I had a root canal Monday, and I'm hearing what I'm saying. My mouth is still getting used to it. This is the funny shit. So I ordered fajitas, right? So I ordered fajitas, and I'm all excited. You know, I'm watching the baseball game. I put the fajita together, and I bite down to try to separate the fajita from the, you know, to my mouth, and I can't bite down hard enough. Like I got this motherfucker stuck in my mouth, so I had to take my knife and cut it and put it in my mouth. I was like, damn. And then my fiance, which is about 3 weeks gonna be my wife, then she says, you're not hungry? And it's like, and you know, I'm like, no, it's not that I'm not hungry, I just can't eat it. I just couldn't eat it. So, oh, Carrie, what's happening?
Your shit! Get your hands off of me, shit!
Thank you for joining me. Yeah, that was for Carrie. Get your hands off of me, shit. Oh, so that was kind of funny. You know, I was able to laugh at myself. I was like, well, you know, I ate a bunch of chips. And, you know, but I was like, I couldn't eat, but I have it for tomorrow. So, and tomorrow's the last tennis match of my daughter. So that's a big change. And the weather up here has been, you know, it was 60 A lot of people, it's funny, everybody's winter coats and stuff watching the game, and it wasn't really that bad. I mean, even when the sun came down, it wasn't that bad. So yeah, yeah, that's kind of the bittersweet thing. My daughter, like, technically this was her last practice as well. And she said, well, Monday they're messing around, and next Tuesday they're messing around. Something I would do. Shoot. Picture of something I got this week. Crystal Pyramid. Oh, bet. Oh, where I was today, they have a crystal shop down there. And I didn't go to the part where Jesse James, where he tried to attack. But what's interesting down there is what defeated Jesse James and them was them Henry rifles. Like, I was watching the thing, and maybe I talked about this in the summer, but Henry rifles fucked them up. And people don't realize that Henry rifles were Civil War age. People had Henry rifles and Winchesters. Yeah, I'm still saying words. I can still feel where I'm not saying the words right. And so they existed for that long. And as I said, the way Wilmington was taken was, with Winchesters and Henry rifles. And so where'd all the money come from? Because the people that attacked were a poorer part. They were like poor Europeans that lived in North Carolina that attacked the richer town. And so you have to follow the money. Where was the money? And some in Washington did nothing and they allowed this Democratic elected government to be overthrown. It was American coup. It was American coup. So, yeah. Tonight, I don't know how much debauchery is going on tonight. I don't think it's too much. I think this is a pretty mild night. I wasn't going to stay too long again. I can feel, where my mouth and the way talking and stuff, but I'll see how long I can go, because it's that, because when they numb you, they kill the nerves, and then one of the nerves they killed was this mug here that, makes my mouth move. So I'll see how long I can keep going. Because me, I don't ever really have anything planned. I just kind of go on the fly of how I feel and what I'm affected by, what I'm affected by. But yeah, I do like what Sly said about, be creative every day. That's alchemy. That's magic. Every day you should do something. Even if you have a job, you can find creative ways. It's like the perfect example for a job, and this comes from my guy, Pomatic, but I experienced it too. And this is truly like how in control you can be in doing something that you really don't like doing. And like, I'll take a press, those of you saw 8 Mile, a punch press is just something, sometime you got one by yourself, some big presses, you and a dude, you both pressing. You guys might both put a side in, step back, or you might have somebody to shove it in for you, and you both boom, boom, boom. More than likely, you hitting it, boom, boom, boom. And so like how you can control what you do and how you can control everything around you, a person could start working with this automated machine, and the person can be so efficient with the machine, you don't really know where the man starts and the machine ends, because the man and the machine, you become so efficient because you tune the machine into what your rhythm is, and the machine starts having your rhythm. Now, I only use that story of the man and the machine to understand whatever the machine is in work. You can tune that into whatever you do. And again, you can be creative with it as well. So those of you that are lucky enough to do whatever you're doing, you can be creative in doing that. And you should. Yeah, I know some people are in the point where it's like, well, I'll give little as possible, but okay, well, sometimes little as possible gives you little as possible. Oh, yeah. Man, we're going to get this water system in. Oh, because my brother-in-law, they got the best water. So we're getting that system in too. What's the decreased football player name you told me to do? What was his name? Let's find him. Here we go. This cat here. Yeah, look this cat up if you got time. My geometry people. Brandon Bolesworth. There's a movie about him. What is the movie called? But yeah, Brandon Bolesworth. I mean, I'm trying to figure out his sacrifice. Like, what was his sacrifice for? What was I looking for? There's a movie about him, though. What is the movie called? Let's see. I don't know. It's a movie about him, though. Where is the movie called? But I showed him the other day. This cat, wasn't very old. Wasn't very old at all. Oh, he was my so Laura's mother or my daughter's age. Yeah. Oh, maybe I hit something. Which one did I hit? It brought it about. Which one? What happened to that? And so he did. Whoops. It looked like he. So this, to rehash the story. This guy went from Walk On, and this is from the movie here. This is a movie scene. This ain't the real dude. This is a movie scene. This is from the movie. And what is the movie? Greater? Movie Greater. Okay, so this movie is called Greater. The movie is called Brandon Bolesworth movie is called Greater. They showed a picture with him with the coach uniform. Is this really him? Oh, and they kicked me over here again. Okay. This is all they give you of him. No, not that one. Huh. See, they showed this picture. Okay. They gave him 66. And it looked like he was going to start. They gave him 66. So his college number was 77. And when he signed with the Colts, they gave him 66. And like to go in camp like that, you get drafted, the next day you fly to the city where you got drafted. You go get that bread. But yeah, that's his name, Bondsworth. Yeah, okay. Yeah, wherever you come, there's no hurry. Put your email in the chat. Okay, definitely. Let me bring it up. It gave me 66. All right. That should be it. That should be it. So, yeah, that's in there. Okay, I'll see where it says it was the greatest walk on ever. Yeah, better than Rudy, because Rudy, this guy became All-American, and right now the best walk on every year gets his trophy, the Ballsworth Trophy, the best walk on. Yeah. That thing stops WW3 is that thing that stops. Hey, Jeffrey Lane, what's happening? And I know Jeffrey definitely has.
You got to have vision.
That thing that stops WW3 is an alien invasion. That's what's going to bring the world together. Well, I hope so. I hope that is, but the world loves war, and not just the world, the Europeans love war. That they know of no other way. Like I showed, Ancestor Production. Again, they what have they shown us? That they've always had war. And not to say everywhere else didn't have war, but they seem to be the most warmongering people ever. I mean, you had all these families that's related, and they still fought each other in World War I and technically World War II. And the families, in the most case, come out unscathed and maybe have more money. Because, with Hitler, we know, the Fords gave Hitler a bunch of money. and many others gave Hitler a bunch of money, where they didn't even have the money. So, the same people was always back the same size, but they seemed like the most warmongering people. I mean, there's really, I think, only 4 years of real peace in my lifetime where America wasn't involved in a war. And some of it, looked at skirmishes. I think the Jimmy Carter period, but I was born into Vietnam. Well, I was born right when they first started to invade. Technically they invaded after Diem Phu. 58, 59. They started coming in, and then they say they invaded the Viet Cong. And 59, 60, 61. I think the 61 is when the troops went into Da Nang. But so my whole first life was my early life was war protesters. I had two uncles and a cousin that fought in Vietnam. I told the story before of Johnny. Johnny was like drunk, but some kind of way Johnny got a contract in Vietnam and he got killed. He's just building buildings and shit and riding a bulldozer. And this nigga gets killed in Vietnam. So, that's an unlucky nigga. I'd have rather had a gun than a bulldozer, but this dude went over there and probably was pretty easy work when they wasn't shooting at you. Which is some kind of, CIA work too, But I guess Quantum of Conscious has been on it lately. This is really weird, just like the Truman Show. The fake real alien invasion is going to bring the two, and it's because people are truly retarded and slow. We are in the fucked up timeline. Quantum has been into it. Yeah, I listened to him. What's funny is this is what I pick up on people. Like I can tell when people listen to me because they say things I say, and so I catch him all the time. But I catch him where you can tell he listens to other people too. But I can tell he listens to me too. That's like, okay, this nigga's listening to me. It's just certain things that come up that I say, and but yeah, I'll just say this is. That's why I call him the God in Pennsylvania, because this cat don't be out in the world. This cat only knows, pretty much really only knows the television world, other than a few selected few friends. And so are you truly experiencing it when you're limited to human contact? Because that does change your perceptions in some ways if you have constant human contact, if you have constant human love and need and purpose. That does seem to make us all around stronger, and definitely spiritually stronger. So it's kind of, you create your own reality. You create your own reality. And so to me, it's not fun to be a god from the sidelines. I just can't see doing that. I can't just see being a god and just talk about it. I want to be here now. I want to be experiencing it as a god. And that's the easiest way to say it. I want to experience as a god. I don't just want to be on the sideline. So I think that's the difference between the two. Oh, there's my man. And somebody who always controls his.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And Bishop Macbone. Bishop Macbone always has.
You got to have vision.
Well, it is like all wars. A lot of it is fake and a lot of it is real. Sadly, people on both sides are going to get killed. I mean, I do feel a certain way about them peoples, but on the other hand, I know how like every bomb that's damn near made in the world, you can follow the money on how it got made. So for them to put off effectively shoot 6,000-7,000 bombs off and nobody knowing this Patriot system's not catching it is, it sounds fishy. But if you look at the situations that the way the people live there, you can see why they would want to be fighting back. Now, I'm not, I'm not I don't send them any money, I don't make videos about it, but I'm just saying if you can look it up to see how they're treated. And those people have really been like they're one of the last vessels of conquered areas where they're not treated very nice. Now, I didn't realize, I wish I could give them credit, but I didn't realize that the Rothschilds were the ones that bought that land over there that gave it to them. You know, the Rothschilds through the Belfort Act. Maybe it was through Zach. Zach showed it, maybe, but the Rothschilds bought Israel. I did not know that they ended up buying because British was the ones controlling it after World War I, and they thought they were going to get it, and they didn't get it. They had to buy it. So they say the Rothschilds bought it. So, and these people try to say that they're certain people and they had a certain right there, which we know that's not true. They had no rights there. Really, the Ashkenazis, you just look up where they come from. They were being attacked by two different religions on both sides. So you see why they chose a separate religion. And then, when it was meaningful to them, they stuck their religion onto, that. Well, you don't think that them peoples don't like that their book is in the Christian Bible, that you study and you worship their God too? Even if you don't call yourself Jewish faith, but you read their book? Because that Old Testament is their book, part of the Torah. So you do worship what they worship in your own way. How can it be any different? Because that first part is, that's Yadaboeth. Clearly Yadaboeth. There's a bunch of names. Samuel, they call it Samuel. It's a bunch of names. But if you're breaking down, you're people don't understand when you have two different religions in there. It ain't one religion. They try to make it go from, Adam to Christ. They try to make that, but that don't really work out. So you got two things in there. You got two kind of gods in the book. And then they get rid of the holy, the feminine spirit and call it the Holy Spirit. So if you worship that book, you do worship what those people worship, them peoples worship. So, open air prison, yeah, kind of, sort of. And at times they are. Yeah, I mean, again, a jealous God. No God but me. Does that sound like a God? That doesn't sound like, somebody that's happy to be a God. It sounds like a grumpy, spoiled child. The Samuel. It sounds like the grumpy, spoiled child. And that's why, we give it names. And it likes to go by different names, but the Demerge, Yadaboeth, the Demerge, it's called a lot of different things, but it's still the same energy when you break it down. That energy was the energy that, that's why they say they are so hard on Sophia, that Sophia birthed this debauchery. That she birthed this thing in here that was even outside of herself. And then isolated it and, didn't tell everybody else, hey, this is around here. And then made it, where it was close to whatever type of creation, or it could come up with its own creation. So, and it's like, even if you go with the thing is this, if this is some kind of program, you've got to tune your program. It doesn't end just because you discover that it's a program. You still have to tune your program, and that's magic. And magic can be tied up into spirituality too. Alchemy, it all can be used. Where's my Connie Hawkins jersey? Oh, there it is. Look at that bad Connie Hawkins jersey. Look at that bad Connie Hawkins jersey. There it is. I got to put it in a frame. I got to put it in a frame. So the wars and stuff is it's fake and real at the same time. Part of it's fake and part of it's real. And yes, people are getting hurt. But it's just it's funny. Like I showed the other night, that brother talking. All of a sudden he's talking shit about Trump being corrupt and the dude pulling the fire switch in the building and shit. And then he's talking about all of a sudden he's talking up for them people. He's like, well, nobody better touch a hair on American's head. The first thing they repeat, well, we think some Americans been killed. And what is What does Slow Joe say? Apartheid Joe. What does Apartheid Joe say? You know, we're gonna send ships over there. We're gonna send the aircraft carriers over there. They probably ain't. You know, this is the same people talking about they didn't even have money to pay the people driving the aircraft carriers, which makes you question how do they buy the gas and the bullets still if you ain't got money to pay your people? How do you? Okay, see, you see how silly it all sounds. You see how silly it all sounds. I mean, that sounds extremely silly, you know, in itself. Ukraine war totally disappeared. Oh yeah, people ain't gonna talk about that. They, you know, them people's they all you're gonna do is talk about them. And that's why, you know, Russia and China are both run by them peoples. The Bolsheviks was them peoples. And that's just the fact. The Bolsheviks was them peoples. They killed the Christian. The Christian government was the Tsar. They killed them. Catholics, maybe they was Catholic, Christians, one of them, Catholic or Christian, whatever the Tsar was. And, you know, them peoples took over. And that's why you study, you know, when they talk about the Holocaust, you study who, you know, they say the first cities, you know, when they go into Russia, that they Holocaust those cities. But if you know, they were fighting Bolsheviks. You know, those are Bolshevik held towns, so that they went into. And, you know, I've said before, and you got to do your own research on this. You can find a German, you can find a German soldier's writing, and he talks about, and he wasn't, this is not just propaganda. He was talking about they was fighting creatures. They wasn't even fighting people. He was like, these ain't even people. And has nothing to do with nothing to do with, dehumanizing. These people, they literally saying we were fighting creatures at times. So if you want to do a deep dive and find that, that's out there. My fellow moderators, and that seems the Black Jaguar. Oh yeah, we always send it. You know, we send the omen energy out there to everybody. You know, which is the Jaguar enemy energy. We send it to all. You know, we send that. You know, the sacred ball helmet. Send that storm energy out there. May you all be storms. Remember, storms can also be gentle and bring warm winds. So the storm doesn't have to always be hard. Oh man. Reptilians. Time Lord, keep telling your reptilians and grays. Keep telling your reptilians and grays. You know, it's funny. And I should have her back on here. I've got to get I forget the Awakened one and Enlightened one. Their names are so familiar, but I gotta call her. Because she's into the alien thing to the point where she has quite interesting stories. I'm not gonna, tell her story, but she has some of the most interesting stories about aliens that anybody that I personally know. And we've been dealing with each other since about 13, 14. I mean, we've been Facebook friends, and so we talk. Some periods, we talk about once a month or every couple of weeks, but she's a lot. So, it's like we talk when we can talk, but she's a lot sometimes. She be going through it. But, and then so when somebody hit me today, was saying some of the same things like she said, I was thought it was kind of interesting. Now, I think it's the government. I still think that anything like that is government involved, but I think it's the government. So I don't know. I can't. Well, let me say this. Okay, so this is kind of how it works. This reality is also I guess that's not the right word I'm thinking is, but a reality generator. Yeah, and quantum of science talks about this, but it really is. This what we live in can almost create any kind of reality. So as I said before, like think about it like this: like I could take some acid and be at a party, and it would be some shit that could happen. You dig? But won't nobody else, see it but me. I could be in a room full of people and I could really be tripping and all this shit is coming. All this shit is happening all around me. But no one else has any perception of this. But to me, everything is clear and vivid. And so, so if that can happen by just taking a drug, that shit can happen like if you sleepy. Because a lot of stories about aliens and, them messing with people come in a sleep state. So it'd be easy to manipulate a person in a sleep state. That even goes into Dark City. Those of you want to look up Dark City, which came in between, well, really the Matrix is an extension of Dark City. Dark City is where the idea of tuning comes in. The idea of tuning, just like we have tuning forks that can raise your vibration. Well, we can personally tune our lives. We can personally manifest through tuning. It was like, it's funny. Like, how do I even want to say this? Can only be like bragging and shit. But it's like, I've manifested some shit in my life and I didn't even think about it. It's like, I manifested this shit and the shit happened. And it's like, I had partners at the time, but I really manifested. I look back and I was just thinking about that. I was like, I really manifested that shit. So we have the ability to really manifest. Like, even if you don't like, and that's where being creative, even though you think you might not have a chance, but like, if you get on a roll or just things is working out, you can manifest more than what you really think. You really can. And I want to say this too, is like the one thing about being creative and manifesting is, that don't take really no money. That doesn't take any money to use your imagination to manifest. And so you really might be better at manifesting than what you think. I want to put that out there, because it's like, today it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute, I manifested that shit. It's like, okay, so I can do it again. So that, for me, even me, some days it's just like, hey, that was pretty great news. Those entities are from another dimension, so they can control time and see different times. Some of them are time travelers too. We can bring anything into existence. Exactly. He has a college award named after him. It goes to the best lineman in the country as a walk-on. Yeah, well, I think it's just any walk-on. I don't think they got to be a lineman. Maybe Jeffrey. I'm gonna say maybe Jeffrey, but I think we live in something that can, it's a reality generating experience to this. Because if you can take a chemical and can start generating that kind of thing, this reality can generate it without the drug. And a lot of times you see it reality generating with sleep. Because my friend today was, stories she was telling me, and even though is the lightened one, one's the awakened one, one's the lightened one, I would get it mixed up. But even her, it was some sleep situation. So it's easy for it to generate reality when you're sleepy. I mean, it is really easy. So in every regard, it happened. In every regard, it happened. But it only happened to you. It only happened to you. So, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You can experience something that no one else could experience. And so that's, that's the problem with science. Science means you've got to do it over and over and over again. Well, if if it only just happens to you once or something like that, you can't prove it in the scientific way. That's why spirituality and magic is so hard to prove to science. Most can't be, it's some simple things people can consistently do, but you can manifest, but it's hard when these people are using satellites and signals on us daily. That's why we can't just manifest just like her. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. if you think that can stop you, it can stop you. That kind of shit ain't gonna stop me. You know, that kind of shit ain't gonna stop me at all. So, you know, I don't really, I don't like outwardly say, but it's like that can't happen to me. And that shit would stay away from me. You know, I couldn't be manipulated by that. So that's not even going to come around me. You know, my reality wouldn't even generate that. It would be scared to generate around me because I'd be having questions and shit. And so I just think my ability is too strong to be manipulated by that. So it wouldn't work. You know, it wouldn't work. So that's all. Now, and that's the thing. If if you think that can take you and stop you, then yeah, it most certainly will. But if you don't really, if you say fuck them and fuck whatever it is and just move yourself, then it can't. That's kind of how it works. So it's it's like don't believe in anything, but use your time on what you really are experiencing. Use your time on what you experience and not what you're hearing about others experience. Because sometimes you can bring that to you and you don't really want to bring that to you. So, yeah, when I said my intentions, is good as done. Exactly. I put in a connection between him and Peyton Manning. Okay. Well, named after him. Scroll up. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I'm over here. Okay. Let's see. So, Brandon Bosworth was drafted and died in a car crash the same year Peyton Manning became the first pick in the draft. Wow. So he was a Peyton Manning sacrifice. Wow. Somebody that could have protected him. They had to have his blood. Isn't that fucked up? And he broke the mold of, not being a scripted, highly not saying he didn't do script, but maybe he had problems with doing the script too. So wow. So Manning was drafted first, he was drafted third, and he would have protected Manning. So it was a Manning ritual. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. So it was a Manning ritual. Wow. That is deep. That was a Manning ritual for Peyton Manning's career. Wow. Gave that blood. And that makes sense. Think about it. As a protector, you can make that be a permanent entity for you. Ooh, and that's a dirty business. Think about that as spiritually as, they shed the blood for what should have been a protector on the field. They made him a spiritual blood protector. Ooh, that's cold. Ooh, that is some cold shit there. Wow, that is cold. I don't know what to say about that one. Ooh, that's cold. But that's what they do. That's how they do it. Damn, that's cold. That's oh my goodness, that's blowing my mind. But that's what they do because the accident he gets in makes no sense. The way he died makes no sense. That part you said about being the protection, Peyton Manning was in an article I read. Okay. I found out that a lot of WWE wrestlers didn't follow scripts and either, like Rodney Piper. Yeah, a lot of wrestlers get hurt though too. So, wrestling is and the steroid use and the way it was taking out wrestlers. Don't forget, but a lot of wrestlers, get hurt. So keep that in mind too. So you can't fall too much off script or they'll break your neck or break your back. Just like we see them hurting players in the NFL. They hurt people on purpose. I mean, like, look at how Tua got hurt in college. They hurt him on purpose in college. And he wasn't even, he shouldn't even been in the game. They was blowing the team out. He shouldn't have been in the game. And, they agreed to hurt him. And they hurt him. Why a hockey team from Canada haven't won in 30 years? That's a good point. That is a good point. And they let Edmonton, Edmonton won the World Hockey Association a couple of times, and they won when they let them into hockey league. You know, people forget Gretzky started in Toledo. He played pro hockey, started playing pro hockey in Toledo when he was like, because Gretzky's my age, so I think his senior year, like his junior and senior year, that nigga was playing pro hockey. So, but I know the first pro hockey team in that. Can you imagine that? He played pro hockey right out the jump. You know, like Dion. Dion was playing in the summertime. He was playing pro baseball with the Yankees. The Yankees paid Dion's senior season, like his senior year in college, or whatever the last season. The Yankees paid his full tuition, so he wasn't even a scholarship player anymore. You know, the Yankees paid his tuition for him to play football. So, you know, that's how he made his money. He said in college, he made $250,000 through the Yankees. So, some are chosen. You see, he was chosen very early, very young and very early. Ooh, still got some flavor to it. Okay, I'll take it. I forgot to go get cigars. And I don't like just getting the box because I'll suck on them every day constantly. And I don't think I'm supposed to suck on them when around the school. Did you read the letter the Army sent out September 10th warning about the text day and who was behind it? I dropped that bomb. You did drop that bomb. I must admit. It was definitely that is good work. Yes, that is good work, and that the game is cold. It's like, you know, they let Ernie, like to tell you how cold they are and how sacrificing. They let Ernie Davis win the Heisman. Ain't nothing wrong with Ernie Davis. Ain't nothing wrong. Graduates, gets drafted first pick. Wasn't going to go. And this is what also pissed him off about Ernie Davis. Ernie Davis was picked by the Redskins and said, fuck that racist owner, Marshall, who didn't have any brothers. He's going to be the first brother to go to DC, to go for the Redskins. But he's like, I ain't playing for him. So they traded him to Cleveland and they gave him what he died from leukemia. A year of winning the Heisman. The first melanated person to win the Heisman died within a year of winning it, never playing one game of pro football. Not one. Not one. So, yeah, that was real good work. It's video games releases scripted too. Video game releases. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little over my head. I'm really kind of, yeah, I guess, you know, I'm kind of lost in the question. But everything, like, you know, like you can go to Zach's channel and Zach, you know, shows you like why they release and why they do everything, you know, like even the war, you know, Zach broke that down beautifully. If you want to look at Zach's channel, why they chose the day they attacked, you know, I think they attacked on the 6th. And then he was breaking down how it was the 6-day war, you know, how they had that. So, you know, they don't do anything. Like I was trying to like to my future wife, you know, I was trying to explain to her how gematria works and, you know, how they don't make stories without using this stuff. I mean, that's just, they don't do things without using this. It's like this is their religion. And I guess since, you know, all is exposed, all is revealed, all is revealed that, you know, they you know, they kind of show how they have to script everything. And so, but yeah, I mean, it's like the price of fame is hell. You know, the price of fame is really hell. And, you know, I disagree. They can take your energy. They can take your energy. They're, you know, look. You can be with a group of people meditating, and if that one person is stronger than everybody else, he can suck a little bit of each of the person's energy. Like if he's an energy vampire, it's very easy to get a group of people. And you know, and I'm gonna try to go off a little bit. Like the Waken one and I had a pray, not a praying group, but we was just kind of manifesting for each other. And every day we met at the same time. Well, what I was doing is, and what I have the power to do is like I was bringing us all in one room. So, I would sit there and I would bring all three of them in there. And, we would just sit there and manifest each day together. And I only tell that because people can do that. And, I had to apologize. I was like, look, I'm sorry if you felt that. And, I'm sorry I did that. But the other people can do this too. And so if you're sitting with a group of people and somebody can do that and you're all like, you think you're meditating, it's somebody that could be an energy vampire and, suck a little bit of your energy force, your life force. Like you hear, you feel drained, you get around people and you feel drained. I mean, there's energy vampires that will drain you. And that's probably worse than the kind that can bite you because, at least when you get bit, something happened to you. When you're around an energy vampire, you might not even know. You might not even know unless you have certain protections. You won't even know. Like I ran into what was he? He must have been a warlock. And back when I wore this piece and my other piece, I had two pieces on, and he's just like, wow, how does he know? How does he know to have something like that? Well, there's a reason they have Grand Theft Auto 5 for 10 years straight when they could have made GTA 6. They were released in a certain date. I stopped using Gematria. It was becoming too addicting. Yeah. So they can suck all the money they can from people. GTA will be 20 years to come. Well, I just say it. Well, what I like about it is of Gematria is there's a code and there's a rhythm to what they report. And that just, like in the code of the rhythm of what they report really tells you sometimes what to pay attention to. Other times the Gematria tells you it's bullshit. Oh, and I saw that Derek now charges for the Gematrinator. Derek charges for the Gematrinator. I can't blame you, baby. You invented it. You might as well make some bread off it. I was like, okay, he charges for it now. I can't blame you for that, baby. Can't blame you at all. The whole world stops when it's a J thing. Huh. GTA 7 might not come out until 2050. Damn. And I think tomorrow night, but I'm not going to the movie tomorrow night because I'm going to watch the football game. But I think Miss Marvel or the Marvels come out. I might still see it. And the next week is, I got to get on my reading. I got a bunch of reading. I want to try to read Killer of the Flower Moon before I go see it. So I'm going to try to bust my butt, but I want to finish. I'm reading like 4 books right now. I'm going to get through all of them. I just got done with that little Connie Hawkins book. So I got to bust through those 2 books and finish Killer of the Flower Moon again. I'm going to reread it before I see the movie. So I got to get some reading done. But, planning the wedding and getting everything done. Almost thumbnails on your YouTube are J. Almost 100 thumbnails on my YouTube are J. Wow. And J, is a very new concept, even the sound. And, that's, like you just look at English, like really, I've said this before, and others have said this, is like, if you want to like write, like even if you get a spell, and the books are back here, I don't have them right next to me anymore, but even if you want to write spells or yeah, even if you want to write a spell, don't write it in English. Like I said before, you can get something like this and you can write the spells, write it in this. Like, even if you want to write something down to manifest, don't use English. Use this shit. Use something like this. Use another script. I'm not saying you got to use this, but use another script. Don't use English. And, it's comedic script is, not terribly hard to write. So, use something else. It will be more powerful for you because you use English, you're already in a lock. This is not a spiritual, English is not a spiritual growing, language. It's a spiritual lock almost, a spiritual trap. They got to reveal it first. Only Marvel movie do numbers is Avengers, yeah. Jay is all over the news too, and my state and the cable company is offering free calls to GJ Tough Times. Wow. And You know, and that goes into, you know, like maturity helps too, far as trying to figure out, try to cipher out. And I want to get back to the geometry part. And I'll say this. It's like, okay, once you already know the rhythm, once you already know they're putting a signal out there, I don't think you have to rehash it. You know, that's the thing. I don't think you have to rehash it. So you already know it's there. So if it's something, you know, it's deeper than like what we did with the football player, we knew something was there, you know. So, you know, if it's stories where we was like, what's really there? And you know, Lorenzo looked it up. We was able to figure out why they killed that young man, what they needed him for. So, and that's where the geometry comes in for, you know, we see the why. We see the why, and these cold ass people, you know, they'll give you so much, and it's so sad because it's like we see them take what they took away from him and his family, and it was like, why did you let him get it to a certain point? But they need all that energy. See, they needed all the energy that he had created in his life, so they needed that as a protector energy to put that stone there. Because let me tell you, you know, some of curses and shit can be put in stone. I'll say that shit is real. That they, you know, your curses can be put in stone, and that's why I fuck with these skulls. Cause, you know, like I didn't even get it. Like you know, one night I'm fucking with all of them. I got all of them circled around me, and I'm like, I want to go to the skull library, and that shit was like more than what I'd asked for. But he gave me some fractals because there's a keeper up in there. And he gave me some fractals. And at first I didn't understand what the fuck they were. I'm like, okay, thank you very much, you know. But you know, like what was this show? What was his name? Crypt Keeper. You know, the Crypt Keeper give you some shit. You know, to see a 10-foot Crypt Keeper, you're not asking too many questions. Like, okay, thank you, Crypt Keeper. I'll take this shit. But now what the message was is, yeah, this is in stone. So this shit here is in stone. So when you remove curses, you got to remove that shit from the stone. And so there was one out there, and I was like, okay, because that shit is in my reality. The skull library is in my reality. So it was like they brought that shit in stone. I was like, pow, pop that shit out, broke that shit. So that may not be for everybody, but that was what was for me and what I was able to manifest. And you know, that's when they say it's in stone. You know, sometimes, and you know, that's why, you know, you want to have access to Akashic records, but sometimes you got a shortcut to the Akashic record. See, I didn't have to go all that way. I had another way to use it. So. And you know, it's not the only way. I'm not saying that that's the only way, and it may not work for you, but it worked for me like that. Yeah. So yeah, and it's, you know, it's a constant practice. You know, I don't fake it. I meditate almost daily. Pick the bingos. Lorenzo picked the bingos. Zach called me a troll. Where is it? Zach called me a troll and a loser because I called him out. Handing the Bengals winning the Super Bowl with the Rams, but it's my mistake because I misunderstood what he meant because he was right. Okay. You know, me and him had his ups. You know, I've said the story before. I don't really need to unhash it. You know, I thought, oh, okay, a bonus. Okay. I thought that but he came man enough and apologized. He was like, okay, that's cool. So I don't troll him. You know, one of my most best shows was, you know, one he shared that hit 100,000 views. And so, you know, yeah, it was on his channel, but still it was content I put out there. And so with his help, it hit that. So, you know, I understand. And as I said, you know, it's not everything, you know, it's not everything. He takes it personal because he thinks that if there's other ways to do it, he takes it personal. And he has to understand it. It's like your way is not always the only way. Others have other ways. And others have other ways of breaking down the messages that even he breaks down. So, but I don't think he's negative. You know, I've never really looked at it as being really negative. I know he's under a lot of stress. So he puts himself under a lot of stress. You know, niggas ain't running into my houses with trucks. So, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I think Joe Burrow's going to win a Super Bowl. Possibly. About the Rams won, but they didn't cover the Rams. About the Rams won, but they didn't cover the spread. That's a good point. he picked the Bengals, but the Rams won, but they didn't cover the spread. Yeah, there really was. He kept hinting at the Billy Cannon and Joe Burrow LSU connection, but it's all good stuff. And I don't think Joe Burrow's. Remember, Billy Cannon didn't win a Super Bowl, but he did win an AFL championship. Billy Cannon won an AFL championship. Was it with the Raiders or was it with the Houston Oilers? It was with Houston Oilers and Joe Blanda. So he did win a championship, and you have to look at if they won an AFL or NFL championship, they could win it again. So that's something that's possible. Oh, I don't think there's any debauchery. Is this the a lot of times it'd be the debauchery hour? Joe Burrow won a national title. He likely won't win an NFL title. Possibly. Possibly. I'm trying to think. Possibly though. They like him. He's marketable. He's very marketable, and I think they're going to go with his marketability. But again, he was hurt on purpose too. His rookie year, he was hurt. His old man dove into his leg, so there was some kind of message he didn't get, and they hurt him on purpose his rookie year. His old man went into his leg, and the guys he was blocking somebody. If you remember, his old man hurt him. So there's something there they didn't like about him that they had to hurt him to make him come in to reign. But he's very marketable, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's one of the most marketable ones they have. The Giants dude, he never was marketable. Even the dude with the Bills, I mean, he has a couple commercials, but you can just see overall he's not that marketable. Not really. I mean, they lucked out with Aaron Rodgers, because if Aaron Rodgers would have been anywhere else, I doubt he would have had the career he had. But the Packers tradition, he's following Favre. That's why we can't be surprised if it's Jordan Love. They end up letting him get one. But we knew that Rodgers wasn't going to surpass Bart Starr. Favre didn't surpass Bart Starr. Bart Starr won 3 NFL championships and 2 Super Bowls, winning the first 2. So we knew that they weren't going to pass him. So that's what I think that was going to be the history of Packer quarterbacks. Yeah, they'll win for years, but they're not going to ever surpass Bart Starr. So that's why it was easy to predict, how well Rodgers was going to do. He was never going to pass Bart Starr. So Burrows is very marketable. I wouldn't be surprised. But again, Cincinnati is a AFL team, and it might be one of those AFL teams like the Titans that just will never win it. I don't know about Josh Allen. I don't know. He doesn't really have a lot of charisma. It's he's hot now, kind of put in your face, but he just doesn't bring people in like he should. I don't think. So we'll see. And I haven't got into doing any of the basket manipulation yet. We got all the preseason game, and hockey started yesterday, Tuesday. Hockey started. So yeah, I have to see. I might have to buy a hockey package. I'll have to quantify and say yes. I think Rodgers winning the Super Bowl, the Jets. Nah, I don't think so. I don't see Rodgers coming back from this injury. Talking about he's going to come back before the playoffs. I don't see it. I really don't see it. People still forgetting that Aaron Rodgers rejected taking the jab. Exactly. I don't think they're gonna let him win another one. I don't think they want him to tie. And Brett Favre really should have won one with the Vikings. Yeah, that Saints shit was. I mean, they were letting them hurt people to win. They were really letting them hurt people, and they broke his ankle. They purposely broke his ankle. That's why I'm glad what they're doing to that coach up in Cleveland, up in Denver. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing to him, because, to him to win, it was all about Cretina, or whatever was his name, Hurricane Cretina. See, I can't. I can't open my mouth enough to say it right. So I've been hearing words in the headphones that I'm not saying right. Katrina, maybe that's better. But that's what all that was about. And just like at first, 9/11 was, the Patriots was 9/11 tied. That's why the Patriots won their first one. It was totally tied to 9/11, and their colors and everything, totally tied to 9/11. But it's funny, Mac Jones jerseys was on sale before the season started, and now it looks like he might be benched. That's interesting, because it's like I knew he wasn't traded, so why was his jerseys discounted? Them jerseys like $175. Like my Cook jersey, I think that I got It was 175 new. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna be wearing too many Vikings jerseys this season. I like the Vikings gear. Might wear my Kirk jersey every now and then, but we'll see. They suck. Give more energy to my Eagles. So, but yeah, I wasn't gonna go a whole lot. My mouth is starting to hurt, and I'm flubbing more words than I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm looking at my words, and I'm not opening my mouth right. Yeah. Heard train Katrina, that bitch. Yes, exactly. Well, I tell you what was cool, and this is just when everything works with you. This is what's cool. Like I told the story the other day. I brought all my plants in because it started. We had it down in the low 40s, and house plants. In mid 40s they can kind of make it like 48, 49. They're kind of okay. They get in them low 40s, maybe not. So I brought all the plants in, and well, but the day before we had a hell of a rainstorm. And I mean, my plants were just, but you know what it did? It blew anything that was awful on them. Like, was any bugs, anything? Because I wiped all the pots off and everything. But I mean, the storm did that too. I mean, because like I have a what do you call it? A fern tree in the back with acorns and shit, and it blew a bunch of them in the yard. But it was interesting how it cleaned all my plants off, So having a relationship with the wind, and I'm gonna tell you, like the wind, like to have a conversation with the wind, like to be in open land and hear, like ask it a question, and then you hear the answer rolling. I mean, that's a hell of a perception to be able to perceive, because you'll ask the wind a question, and then you can hear the question, the answer like coming. Like you hear it far away first, and it's like, then it kind of like come at you almost like a small tornado kind of energy to give you the answer. But that's what you want. And I've said many times, I've been in snowstorms like, hey, I talk to you motherfuckers all the time. I really need you to keep this shit in the ground. And then there's other times where, I've told when I went down to Arkansas, the Hero Twins helped with that shit. Because we drove down there on an ice storm, but we had to be down there. And yeah, I looked in the skies like, yeah, these two motherfuckers helped. Thank you. Thank you, because sometimes we need all the motherfucking help we can get. That's also a lot of thunderstorms, rainstorms in Arkansas, where I am from. Okay, Little Rock. Yeah, that's when we left up here in ice storm. It was a straight up ice storm that didn't end. We drove a good 6-7 hours in an ice storm. And yeah, it was like we seeing shit. Motherfuckers is going too fast. We saw about 20 cars because it's a 10-hour trip from here. 9 hours, about 9 hours from here where we went. We was on the border, like the border of Arkansas and Missouri. We was right on the border, but we was on the Arkansas side where Walmart's headquarters is. We was down there. So, but yeah, my jaw's starting to hurt, and I'm slurring my words a little worse. So thank you for joining. I appreciate it. I think I got all my picks in. Trying to think. Yeah, maybe tomorrow night after the game, or maybe I'll do, watch thing with the game. We'll see how that works. I need to put the damn YouTube TV on this TV. Yeah, that's what I got to do, but I got to put it under another account, it seems like. So how would I bring that account up? So I got to figure all that out. I guess I can just put it on this other screen. That's what I'll do. I'll load it here, and so it'll come here. Okay, and I need to edit better too. So, but thank you. I appreciate y'all. As bad as I am about electronics and shit, I appreciate y'all for still, taking the time to hear what I got to say. I try to give a mature, honest answer the best I can without any slant to it. But I can only tell you, my experience. But I can tell you my experience in a positive way. And as I said, I don't know about. It's always debauchery. Here to go right here, YouTube TV. I'm already paying for it. I don't want to pay for it twice. I don't want to pay for it twice. Where are we at? Oh, here we go. See if any debauchery. I don't think it is, other than these motherfuckers losing. Team players react to playoff exit. Yeah. A devastating loss. Was it really devastating? I wasn't. Oh, who's this weirdo? Murder case. Who's this weirdo? What is this about? What What is this about? Okay, this is some debauchery. Let's see what this is about. This is here. This is local. Oh, no, that's a commercial. Man, I'm getting hungry too because I really couldn't eat my dinner. I really couldn't eat it because I couldn't bite the tortilla part. It's like, damn. Okay, skip you. Okay. All right, let's see what this convicted murderer is trying to get a new trial. Why? Why are you trying to get a new trial, murderer? Here we go.
Charged murder cases in front of the Minnesota Supreme Court more than 3 years after a deadly roadside encounter. Anthony Trifoletti shot and killed an unarmed black motorist, Dougie Lewis, in May of 2020 after a minor fender bender. It would take 2 trials and 2 separate juries to find Trifoletti guilty of murder. Trifoletti always maintained he fired in self-defense, and now his case is before the state's highest court, where the justices will decide whether Trifoletti is entitled to now a 3rd trial. Our Paul Bloom walks us through the arguments today.
In no way am I justifying my actions, but I need you all to know that I am not a murderer.
Anthony Trifoletti is currently serving 12.5 years for the roadside slaying of Dougie Lewis after a minor crash between the 2 men in St. Paul. One Ramsey County jury was deadlocked on a verdict. A second jury convicted him of murder.
This was the most important witness at the trial, the only eyewitness who saw the shooting.
On Wednesday, Trifoletti's attorneys were in a unique setting, a high school gymnasium in Montevideo, where the state Supreme Court listened to arguments. The question, is the now 28-year-old Trifoletti entitled to a 3rd trial because of an issue with a witness that occurred during the height of the pandemic? The appeals court says yes, the state says no.
Even if there was any error here, it was harmless.
At Trifoletti's first trial, an eyewitness to the deadly encounter testified about what she saw. Trifoletti has maintained he only fired in self-defense. His legal team believed they were able to poke holes in the woman's account, and that helped convince some jurors not to convict. At his second trial, that same woman had an apparent COVID exposure, and the judge told her not to come to the courthouse, giving the defense the option to allow her to testify remotely via video or have her prior testimony read into the record. They elected to do the latter, and following the jury's guilty verdict, appealed, arguing it was a violation of Trifoletti's constitutional right to confront witnesses.
Because at least the current jury in that second trial gets to see the witness.
There are definitely some inconsistencies out there, but I don't know if we can do anything about it.
Well, maybe we can. We're the Supreme Court.
A cute exchange to end the hearing there, according to
Interesting. I don't remember that one. What's another one I saw was this one.
Buy on blue, sell on.
Okay, this is a little bit of debauchery. And this is a little bit of debauchery. So here we go. Let's see what they talk about.
In our region right now, we have shown you that video you're seeing before. It's of a woman and her 13-year-old son being carjacked in their driveway in Minnetonka this past summer. Last month, 21-year-old Romel Lewis was charged for his alleged role in that carjacking. But now, prosecutors are saying there was a lot more than just that one carjacking, and he faces charges in 10 more incidents in the West Metro this summer. And it extends beyond that. The investigation goes into Wisconsin as well. Lou has followed all of it. He's here with the latest. Hi, Lou.
Hi, Jenna. Yeah, this is a deeper than usual case. Minnetonka, they saw a spike in car thefts this summer, along with that violent carjacking, and they are tying a lot of them to a single group they believe would then sell those high-end cars in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it all happened right there.
The case got widespread attention when a Minnetonka family shared their horrifying experience. Craig Beeson's wife and 13-year-old son attacked in their own driveway after returning home from grocery shopping and carjacked by 4 people.
Well, you can imagine it's a pretty traumatic event.
21-year-old Romel Lewis was arrested a month after the August attack, and police began to learn the case ran deeper than one carjacking. This has turned into a pretty big investigation.
It has, yes.
Minnetonka Deputy Chief Jason Tate says Lewis is the leader of a car theft ring that's been targeting the West Metro. Lewis is now charged in 10 additional thefts.
It really is amazing how prolific this group was in being able to go out and steal this amount of cars in that short of time.
According to the criminal complaint, the crimes happened before and after the high-profile carjacking in the Minnetonka driveway, starting on July 16th in Edina and stretching throughout the month of August. Thefts of high-end cars right out of homeowners' garages and driveways. Many of those cars had GPS tracking, including the Porsche SUV carjacked in Minnetonka, which police tracked to the Walgreens at 50th and France in Edina. There, surveillance video captured a clear image of Lewis's face, according to court papers. GPS tracking is also what pointed police to Milwaukee, where Lewis is allegedly from when he's not living in Minneapolis with his grandmother.
There's a nexus to that where they're able to go out there and quickly dispose of the stolen cars.
When he was finally arrested, police searched location data from Lewis's phone, which is when police tied together the cases.
That information that we obtained through that warrant
One eye
was able
symbol.
to place our suspect at other locations where these crimes have been committed. And
All right, boring shit, but okay, you got him. You got him. You got him. He was stealing shit. Let me see anything else. You got him. He's stealing shit. What else? Yeah, this is Romeo. How old is this nigga? He's like 21, 20. How old is this mug? 21.
County say at the end of the August crime spree, Lewis broke into an Apple Valley home and stole 2 guns, including an AR-15. Police often say a small number of people are responsible for a large share of carjackings and thefts, and Minnetonka police believe that is the case in the West Metro involving this ring allegedly led by Romel Lewis. Were they prolific enough that arresting these suspects will put a dent in West Metro carjackings?
we strongly do believe that.
Damn. And my brother-in-law lives out there in Minnetonka, so we're out there all the time. But, they're not going to carjack me, and they're not going to carjack him because, we would put one in his ass. Don't say ass, say rectum. Rectum, hell, it would kill him. Bear scare. Man attacked by group of teens in Long Beach speaks out. Well, what did you have to do for teenagers to beat your ass? Let's see this shit. We'll see why the teenagers beat his ass. Like, damn, again, you pop a mug, you're not going to get beat up. Oh. Let's see. He got beat up real bad. I know it's not funny, but it is kind of funny. He got beat up bad. Let's hear it.
And recovering, he says he was attacked for no reason by a group of teenagers. That attack happened last week in downtown Long Beach. Tonight, KCAL News.
This brother's mighty suave. I like his fit. This fit is stiff. Oh, I like his fit. Get down, brother. Get down.
Reporter Leslie Manine spoke with him about why he fears this could happen to someone else.
The facial injuries are the worst.
You can see the bruising around Joe Kramer's eyes and the cuts on his legs as he runs down a list of his injuries.
I have a broken sinus, a maxillary, which is basically just a face plate, a broken orbital socket, and then in my jaw I have clicking, I have loose teeth.
But the worst injury isn't a physical one.
Like I'm scared to go outside.
Damn, he's scared.
I'm looking over my shoulder, just walking down the street.
Kramer was less than a half a mile from home, walking home from the gym when he says he was approached.
Damn, she looks pretty good, doesn't she? Look at that. I like it.
By a teenage girl who said she needed help. He then walked in front of this apartment complex, and that's when he says he was surrounded by nearly 15 teenagers.
It was on, punches and kicks coming from everywhere, especially my right side.
You know what was happening? And I should have pulled the sound. Sounds like to me, everybody was kung fu fighting. Those cats was fast as lightning. It was a little bit exciting. They was kung fu fighting. Like, okay, so do we have Chester the molester here? He saw a young girl. He's like, what does that young girl need to do? Oh, Chester molester, we beat him down. Okay, let's let him tell it.
This backpack's being swung at my head.
Kramer says during the attack, he was hit in the face with something and lost consciousness.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, Joe, if you don't get up right now, you're gonna die. I was waiting, honestly, for a gunshot or a knife stab into my body.
He's waiting for a knife or a gunshot.
Stopped thanks to two men who walked out of the apartment complex on Ocean Boulevard, but not before he says the teens took his cell phone.
My life flashed before my eyes. I thought about my son, my parents.
Kramer is the father of a 6-year-old, a former college football player who coached high school football for nearly a decade in San Diego.
It's very, very disheartening. It makes me feel like we're losing our society, we're losing our youth, we're losing our future.
No, dude, carry a gun. Okay, you're a simp. Carry a gun. That's all. Carry a gun. 15 teenagers will respect the gun. If you got 4 or 5 bullets, you're going to hit 4 or 5 of them. The rest of them will scatter. And you can shoot them in the back if they run away. Damn. There's just too much debauchery, y'all. I just don't want to get into a lot of debauchery. It's just funny. Debauchery is funny. I like it. Ain't just regular debauchery. It's always you know, it's with the debauchery. It's always a humor to the debauchery. It's like it's always a humor aspect to the debauchery. Like, god damn, man, I'm hungry. I gotta find I couldn't eat my dinner. I'm telling you, I got a fajita down there. But I couldn't eat it. Damn. Survivor. Yeah, I'm not getting into that shit. My Mickey Mouse wolf. Get up, you son bitch. Chester the molester, yeah. Or is this humiliation ritual? We gotta look him up. He'll be coaching A1 football. I agree. All he would have to do is put out a gun and those kids wouldn't scatter. Exactly. Or walked up is like what? Boom, boom, boom. It's hold your ground. People forget it's hold your ground. You ain't got to run. Like, you bust one of them, shoot them in their knee.
Moving to the news in our region.
Yeah, I don't, like, there was a movie called, was it Buckaroo, Banzai or some shit, where the nigga, like, he was so quick, he would only shoot him in the hand, though. Like, everybody he went against in the Wild West, he didn't kill him, he just shot him in the hand. Yeah, I think it was called Buckaroo, Banzai or some shit like that. The dude was in Platoon, Tom something. He played that role. Might have been his role before or one role after Platoon. I can't remember. But he played that where everybody quick drawed on. He shot him in the hand. So you could do the same thing, you know, like, Mr. Macon, do you recognize those people there? Is he shot in the leg or is he shot in the ass? Yeah, that's him. The one I shot in the ass is right there. Shit, suffer the consequences later. Suffer the consequences later. You're alive. Young boy didn't think about it. And this Minnesota Powerball shit, fuck the Powerball. I don't need that shit. Fuck them. Fuck the Powerball. I like the numbers. I ain't gonna lie. I grew up like that, but fuck that Powerball spell. That's some spell shit. You agree to that shit. You agree to be humiliated. You agree that they can spell on you. You know, shit. You agree that, you know, you won't even spend it all. And they'll say you spend it all. And, you know, I mean, it is such a spell that you wouldn't want any part of that shit. You wouldn't want any part of that shit to get the money that way. It ain't just getting the money, they're going to leave you alone. Hell no, they're not going to leave you alone. They're going to constantly fuck with you. And you know how many niggas that won lottery money and went broke? Went broke. I think it was on they wanted to go broke. Like one of my old business partners, he was one of the first to win the lottery in Michigan. He won 50,000. He won only like $1 million or something, whatever, 50,000 for 20. He got 50,000 for 20 years. And so after taxes, I think it was like 38,000 something after taxes. But he got that, you know, for 20 years. So it was only like $1 or $2 million if you add it up. But he was one of the first to buy one of them 90 Lexus. He had a 90 Lexus. He was one of the first Lexus I saw, you know. He had that. Yeah, it was a bummer for the Twins, but that's all right. We're going to be all right. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you. I got 2 hours in. Thank you again. You know, I'm talking funny, so that's why. But thank you all. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you supporting the sports videos. I really appreciate that. And, you know, thank you. And yeah, these next couple of days, because I'm traveling this weekend, so I don't know if I can come on Saturday night. I'm not sure. Because we're going to football weekend. Yeah, Saturday college football. We're going to be all up in it. So I might make a video. I'm definitely going to make a video. It's not quite going to be about college football, but it's going to be interesting. So yeah, Saturday. So maybe depending on what time we get back, if I'm going to come on Saturday night. Because I don't do Fridays. Tomorrow is iffy, but maybe tomorrow night. Maybe. See if my mouth feels any better. Because still kind of. And then my back still ain't really right. Getting old ain't fun all the time. So thank you. Till we meet again. Definitely say less. And remember,
my name is the one. Some people call me the funk. It's a toast to the boogie.
yeah, my name is the one. I am Star Child. How's your funk? Intellica. That's why you got to put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. I said, doctor, is there something I can take her to remove the belly ache? He said, put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Put the lime in the I'm sorry, I was just getting carried away.